Hi, everybody. Like I say in all my videos, I'm not responsible. If anybody gets hurt, it's just my opinion, and sometimes I swear. Today, I'm going to talk about the possibility of Nancy Garrison. Has body been found? You know, that's a big question mark, exclamation point. And I'll talk about it if it's been found and what's next. It's really sad because I thought a lot of people didn't want to hear about it, but I thought she was dead by the first or second day. I think she had a heart attack or the stress got to her and she died, or she didn't have her medicine. And what's the next thing? I think the next thing is they find the body. They're going to, it depends where they find the body. So I think it's in Phoenix, and that's really hot. So this is going to be kind of adult subject matter. So if you're an adult or you have a squeamish stomach or something, you might not want to hear it, or you want to turn it off now. I'll give you a minute to leave the room or turn it off. Okay, for those people who stayed, thank you. And if you like my videos, please support me and give me a thumbs up and support me. Today, I watched a video on Lifeboat where they said they found the body of Nancy, but I'm not sure if it really is her. But if it is, I feel really bad for their family and friends and the people. I feel really brokenhearted that she died, in a tragic way. I'm not sure. They haven't done it. And what's next? And this is what I think that what's going to happen. They're going to have to go to the coroner. The body will go to the coroners or go to the medical examiner, because sometimes in different cases it depends. If it's outside, they call them an examiner and they look at the body out there, and then they take it to the closest place, the closest hospital that has a morgue, and then they do that. Because I've watched a lot of, I know this isn't TV, I know this is real life, but I also used to watch a show called on ID channel. It's like forensic medicine. I'm interested in forensic stuff, and it was called the ID channel, and this woman was a medical examiner, and they didn't show everything because it's graphic, but they showed what they do. They like I said, this is adult subject matter. They for the first thing they do is, go down, look up and down people's bodies and see what it is, and then they uh, unscrew this part and look into their brain to see if it's been damaged or anything, like any trauma, like it's been hit by trauma, or something. They've fallen or something, or hit, or some kind of trauma. And then they check I think they check their teeth to see, and they check their eyes to see if it's dilated or something. They check the neck if any, like they've been if they've been strangled, or any other kind of thing, hung or whatever, for different people, not just Nancy. I'm saying in general, this is what they do on a medical examiner. Like I've seen in that thing with a woman who was a medical examiner, and other medical examiners. They check the fingernails to see what their fingernails are. They check if there's any trauma to their hands or wrists, like if they've been, if someone's pulled on the wrist, or they check people's fingernails to see if they have it. Because this is a homicide. For homicide, they check the nails. They see if it can get any fingerprints or anything from the fingernails. They check the fingernails. They check the teeth. If someone bit someone, if they can do it, they do a teeth thing where they check someone's teeth. They put a thing in their mouth to see if they can, if someone bit. They also, like I said, they check their neck to see if they have any scarring or any trauma to their neck. They check the shoulders. Obviously, the person's naked by this time, the woman or man or whoever. They check they check the legs to see if there's anything happen, like bruising or anything. They turn the person over. If this person was shot, they would check the bullet hole, and if the person was shot, if there were bullet holes, or if they were stabbed, they check for stabbing holes for that. They check for all kinds of weapons or something that happened to the person. And then after they do the brain thing, they check. I think they also they open the inside of the person with special tools. They have to wear special gloves, face mask, all the thing like you see from head down for because diseases, all different kinds of diseases. And they wear masks. They have to wear head to toe. They have to first they wash their hands, they wash their nails, they wash everything, the fingers, the hands, everything, and they put special gloves on, head thing from head to toe. I think they do a tape recorder of what they see, and they have someone does it with a computer. I don't know what they do now. When I saw it, they had someone do voice, but they might have done the computer afterward. They have someone who's with them to do a computer or voice or whatever, or helps them out. There might be another person to help them do it. And also no barking. And also, like I said, they use instruments to make sure the mints are clean and sterile, and they open the person up and see what their liver, kidneys, small intestine, large intestine, the heart is diseased or anything wrong with the heart or kidneys or anything. They check all the organs to make sure if they were working before the person died, or if there was any trauma to the organs, the liver, kidney, heart, lungs. They check the lungs, they check everything, the stomach, and also they check in the stomach to see what the person last ate, because that's important, because it tells you what time of day that the person does. I'll talk about that afterwards. They also, like I said, and then they check, like I said, the small, large intestine. They also check blood. They do a blood work to see if someone, not Nancy, but someone who was a teenager or a young woman, if she was pregnant, they check for diseases like STDs, herpes, AIDS, all the diseases that they have now. Like I said, AIDS, herpes, all the different diseases that people can get, and they also check, I hate to say this, but this is true. If it was a woman or someone they think who was sexually assaulted, they check for that. They do one of those kits to see if the person was sexually assaulted, because that can happen in a homicide. If you're not sure if someone died through homicide or whatever, you're not sure, you do that. Which is a terrible thing, because you have to check. They check, to see if there's semen or eggs, or if the guy was wearing a condom. I said this is adult matter, a condom, or if he wasn't, and because when someone dies, you have to see, crosses the I's and T's and what the person might have or the person don't. And it takes a few days to find out the results for one of these talk screens. And and they also, I don't know if you know this, but when you have someone who passes away, they weigh a ton. It's like, I had a dog. I know this is nothing, this is separate. They weigh a ton. I had to bury a dog, and believe me, they weigh a ton. It's gravity. It's like carrying about a ton of weights. They weigh huge. You know how you see those people when they bury them, they need 4 or 6 or 8 people to carry them. It's because they weigh a ton, because you lose gravity when you die. Everybody does, You move around. You don't. A lot of people don't think that way, but you do lose gravity when you die and stuff. So it's a terrible thing that people have to die through homicide. And what else was I gonna say? They also after the blood work, they I guess they check if there's any animals that are around them. I know that's kind of gross and stuff because when they go and if they find her and she was near when she if she was near a stream, they check if the place was if anybody was near that or if it was disturbed, the body was disturbed. They always check if the body's been disturbed or if the wild animals were around or bugs or whatever, and also the temperature. They check temperature, like if she was hot, then the body breaks down, and if it's cold, it doesn't as much because cold keeps your body colder. It might freeze or get colder. It takes longer for your body to break down. If you die, that's the way it is. I know this isn't this is real. I know this is real life, but in movies and television and crime shows that I watch, the first 48 hours, they check the body to see if the person's it's been cold or hot temperatures. Also, if they're in the water, because your body, if it's cold water, obviously, if it's cold, your body freezes and it takes longer for your body to decay and go bad. So basically, this is what happens when someone dies. And with Nancy, they're going to have to do an autopsy on her, and it's going to be traumatic because I don't know if they'll let her see her family will be seeing the body before they do an autopsy, because this is what they do with people who pass away. They don't always take out like I said, the brain. I think that's more homicide, or maybe they do. I don't know because I'm not. But yeah, in the movie, in the television shows and the stuff, they I know this is real life, like I keep on saying, but that's what they do. They tell the person that they found, and then they do the autopsy. They check everything to make sure, and it takes a while for the medical, like I said, the test results when they do the blood work, some of them. And I think they also take pictures of the body to when they first see it. They take pictures, of the crime scene. I forgot to mention that they take pictures of the crime scene where where her body was, and also her hands, if there's damage to her hands, fingerprints, if there's any cuts, scrapes on her body, if she has clothes, and if she was attacked or she, and they're also going to check a pacemaker, and they're going to take also, I forgot to mention, her blood for her diabetes, if she has any, I forgot to mention, if she has been, they also check for blood, I forgot to mention this, for people in general who are adults who have, if you have drinking, drugs, prescription drugs, or narcotics that are illegal, or like marijuana, cocaine, heroin, uppers, downers, all these medicines. That's what that they do. They tell if the person was clean or they had drugs or alcohol in them, and how much, if they were over the limit or intoxicated. But I know when you're dead, you're not intoxicated. Or if the person, died of a homicide or a OD or committed suicide or whatever. This is what they do. They check people's bloods for all those different things. Hopefully I haven't repeated myself, but this is a real sad thing. When people are murdered or killed, they have to go through this traumatic thing of going through the corner, and medical examiner is going to have to do all this, and it probably takes about 2 to 3 hours. I don't know, but it takes a while to do this because they have to check everything and recheck, and then they have to wait. So until my next video, take care and bye, and be safe.